Welcome to King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance. As always, I'm your host, Eric Apple, and joining me tonight, former Washington Redskin and NFL superstar, Michael Westbrook. We always have great and exciting fights here at King of the Cage, and tonight promises to be no exception. We're gonna liven it up with some big fights in the main event. Before that, let's see what happened earlier in the night on our undercard.
For our first fight of the evening, out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. He weighed in at 190 pounds. He fights for Chris Brennan's Next Generation Fighting Academy and has a mixed martial arts record of 6 wins and only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Fernando Gonzalez.
All right, so here we go. Fernando Gonzalez, the Menifee Maniac. Coming out of the Fight Lab, also training in the Next Generation. That's Chris Brennan's school out there in the IE. He is 5'9", 190 pounds. Sports a record of 6-2. So he is a veteran of the sport, looking to improve upon that record and getting ready to enter the cage. And you got to know, coming out of the Fight Lab and Chris Brennan's Next Generation Academy, that Fernando's going to be well-rounded and definitely going to be well-versed with his wrestling and his submissions.
This guy Fernando Gonzalez has this fight style that everybody I think wants to see. He's well-rounded in jiu-jitsu, and he's coming out of Chris Brennan's school, so I think he's pretty well-rounded with stand-up as well.
Of 1 win and 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Aaron the Bull Torres.
Change for the stand-up. We haven't done the stand-up. I got it in the car. No, I don't want you to wear all black. I didn't want you to wear all black. You never see me. You only see me with my demo drop anyway. You don't even see our fans on the show. So here he is, Aaron Torres, known as the Bull, 5'8", 180 pounds. He is 10 pounds smaller than Fernando Gonzalez. Team Execution is who he's representing. He's 1-2. Coming over right by our corner. Getting ready for some hot action here where Pro One Performance presents King of the Cage Primetime, beautiful Soboba Casino. Eric Apple joined by Mike Westbrook, former Washington Redskins superstar and new MMA practitioner. Larry Landless getting ready to start these fighters. Here we go, first round. Oh, big lefts. Huge lefts coming from Fernando Gonzalez.
Yeah, I think that.
Watch the middle, watch the middle. Watch those knees.
Well, a lot of times, Mike, when no matter how prepared you are for the fight, when the bell rings, sometimes you're just not ready to go, and you get popped a couple times.
Right.
Keep those knees
It'll wake you
legal.
up.
Seems like he recovered pretty well, though.
Aaron Torres working that clinch, but getting hit hard. Fernando landing a couple big strikes. Oh! demolished by a left hook and a knee.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Fernando Gonzalez bringing the pain. Absolutely striking with ill intentions on every one of those left hooks that he's landed, Mike. Oh, Aaron Torres is swinging for the fences and landing. I'm sorry, Fernando Gonzalez.
What's holding this guy up? What's holding him up?
Aaron Torres is a tough guy.
His feet are nailed to the canvas, man.
Fernando Gonzalez just going through target practice. Oh, huge knee. I don't know how long Larry Landis could let something like this go on, Mike.
Good thing there's no knees on the ground.
You out.
He just, oh yeah.
That's it, that's it.
Yeah, you need to stop that fight. That was a good, that was smart. Good stoppage, good stoppage, good stoppage.
Fernando Gonzalez, known as the Menifee Maniac, and those punches were the punches of a maniac, Mike.
Yeah,
Hey,
that was amazing.
he verbally tapped.
How was he standing up from those punches? I never understand that.
Well, that means Fernando Gonzalez moving to 7-2. A very, very respectable record. And, you know, with a record like that and strikes like that, you know, he's got to be someone true to be respected at the middleweight range.
Yeah, I respect him just because he didn't. What do you have in you? What does a person have in them that don't fall unconscious from those type of blows?
Good fight.
Yeah, it's a,
And for the official announcement, let's cue the Iron Man, Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 33 seconds of the first round, your winner due to submission, verbally, ladies and gentlemen, Fernando Gonzalez. And now, first out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 160 pounds. He fights for Cal Worsham's Team X, and this is his fight debut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeremy Jones.
Okay, so Jeremy Jones coming to the ring. He is 5'11". He has fought here King of the Cage before, I believe. He calls himself a wild fighter. Coming from Cal Worsham's Team X, that is James Fanchier in his corner as well. So he's coming from a stable of experienced fighters, tough fighters, and knowledgeable fighters. You see James Fanchier's corner, that is our welterweight champion here at King of the Cage. So sometimes the people you train with are all the credentials you need.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 160 pounds. He fights for HB Ultimate and has a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rob McCullough.
So here he is making his way to the cage. This is Razor Rob McCullough, a former member of Team Punishment, still trains with Tito Ortiz, Tiki as well. Rob is an incredible kickboxer, one of the best kickboxers at the weight of 155 pounds, maybe the best as far as lightweights go. The only reason we haven't seen Rob with more success is he's had trouble applying his kickboxing to the mixed martial arts ring. If Rob McCullough is able to get his kickboxing level in this ring as he does in a regular stand-up ring, nobody would be able to hang with him for any amount of time at all.
Yeah, he has a good record, 7-3. I mean, you know, mixed martial arts is a world where everybody takes losses.
I say that's it.
7-3.
Stop fighting, stop kicking, stop punching, stop kneeing. All right, because that means somebody has tapped, and I think the fight is over. All right, make sure there's no knees on the ground.
Cecil Peoples giving the last-minute instructions to both fighters.
Body is fine, no knees
Obviously,
to the
with
head on
Rob's
the ground.
stand-up prowess, he wants to keep the fight on the feet. He has good takedown defense. We'll see if Jeremy Jones is going to want to take him down. I would imagine that's what he wants to do.
Ready.
Cecil Peoples, last second checks.
Are you ready?
King of the cage, prime time, Saboba Casino, here we go. Rob not really electing to touch gloves. He wants to bang. He has great kicks as well.
Yeah, it looks like it.
McCullough also very big for a lightweight fighter, 155 pounds. He sure doesn't look like it though, does he?
Right, right.
Jeremy Jones, a southpaw, so eating a big kick to the body.
Keep it off. Okay.
Rob doing a good job pummeling away, Mike. Rob McCullough obviously looking for the knockout.
Right. He's gonna keep this thing on his feet, huh?
Yeah, he knows. Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's
Stop
it.
it. Stop it.
That's the fight.
Get in there.
Rob McCullough landing the punches he knows that he has.
He put him to sleep.
He got punched in the eye. He got punched.
And you can see Jeremy Jones feeling the damage.
Right,
like I
face
said,
over there. Shirt up, right
Razor
here.
has
Right,
an incredible
back up.
stand-up. It just
Back up.
depends
Face shirt
on
off,
who
right
gets
here.
it going. We see the replay. Rob landed that big right punch. He also landed a great kick earlier in the fight. Several good strikes, actually.
8-3 now, huh?
Rob's fought very, very tough opposition here. Jeremy Jones really didn't seem to be of the
Right here.
caliber that Rob needs to challenge
Todd,
him.
you get it?
No, I thought he came to the ring with
Right there, Todd.
Quentin Jackson, though, didn't he?
No,
Yeah.
Quentin in the corner of Rob McCullough,
Oh, okay.
along with Tito and
Okay,
Tifu.
both of them. He had both those guys.
Yeah, Rob's been training a long time with some great fighters.
Yeah.
How much you getting paid?
Yeah, he's tough.
Definitely some ill intentions in his kicks and punches. For the official announcement, let's throw it to our Iron Man in the ring, Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after just 45 seconds of the first round, your winner by knockout, Rob McCullough.
Rob taking some pictures for all the magazines out there, like Bodyguard Magazine. Todd Hester in the house taking pictures.
That's a nice little squad to be training with, huh? Quentin Jackson, Tito Ortiz. Huh?
Yeah, definitely some good guys that he has in his corner.
And now, first, out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 150 pounds. He fights for Team Fury. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sean Price. And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall. and he weighed in at 160 pounds. He fights out of De La O Jiu-Jitsu and has a mixed martial arts record of 23 wins and only 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, John De La O.
So as you can hear by the crowd chants here at King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance, John De La O does have quite a following. He is a well-known jiu-jitsu instructor in Orange County. We've got some good guys training under him, like Thomas Kenny as well, who will be in his corner. Taking on Sean Bias. So Herb Dean, very familiar face to King of the Cage and mixed martial art fans in general, refereeing fights all over the world, especially here at King of the Cage. Ref many of my fights as well, Mike.
Right, ref mine.
Mr. Stand them up, Herb
Right.
Dean.
Right.
John De La O. Sean throwing the lead kick right there. Both these fighters traditional stance, Mike.
Throw a backhand, huh?
John using some unorthodox strikes there with that backhand. Getting taken down though. But John very, very comfortable on his back, as you would imagine.
Yeah, it looks to me like he just pulled guard on purpose.
He has the overhook on the left arm of Sean. De La O on his back. Looked very quickly for him to get his hips moving, Mike.
Yeah, he got that high guard on him.
But Sean Bias landed some shots there in the guard of De La O. Herb Dean right on top of the action. Don't be surprised he stands up, but Sean landing big shots.
Yeah, he better be careful missing on this jiu-jitsu guy.
He has passed a half guard though. But a lot of guys who are very well versed on the ground like the half guard as well as finding submissions. I know I'm almost more comfortable in half guard on my back.
You got one butterfly and you got the guillotine in. Nope.
No, not at all, not deep enough. Not from that position, he's not gonna get it.
He's got nothing, John. Tie up that arm.
Sean doing a good job basing out. He needs to get that left knee down. There he goes. He just spread out his weight. John will sweep him. De La O very, very comfortable on his back, like we've repeated several times. Once again, we want to thank Warrior Wear for helping make this event possible, as well as Los Vientos and Pro One Performance.
Back in the full guard.
Sean Bias doing a good job, though, thus far in the first 5-minute round. First of 2 rounds. But look at that.
Told him you better be careful missing.
Now going for that arm. Good job, though, for Sean.
Yeah, kick his back.
Sometimes jiu-jitsu is just not enough to win a fight. We'll
Not
see
enough.
if John is able to dig deep, though, here on his back. Like I said, very, very experienced fighter. Bias doing a good job. He's manhandling De La O, who is 210 pounds.
Yeah, he's done. He doesn't want to take any more punches. Look at him.
Good strikes, using some elbows. Sean staying relatively busy.
Sean's 0-1.
So, hey,
This is a reminder.
this could be a big, big deal for him right here. He just needs to stay calm and do what he's doing.
I'd stayed in the mount if I was him. He was doing a good job.
Well, one mistake by Sean, though, and De La O will take advantage of it. So you really need to be patient when you're fighting a fighter who, with such jiu-jitsu skills, it just takes one time, and that arm's caught or that neck's caught. John scooting back, regaining guard. He might have a guillotine, though. Like I said, Sean makes one mistake.
He's passing the arm under.
He's got to slide that head out.
He has his hand over here.
Wow, what heart by Sean Bias. I think John might have been momentarily out for a second. He got woken back up by a punch. Cecil Peoples right on top of it. Will he stop the fight? Sean Bias is a freelance fighter, and he is dominating John De La O here in the first round.
Sean's looking really good to be 0-1. They might stop this fight.
This is a tough kid. Herb Dean's on top of it.
He's gonna stop it.
Will he stop it? Look at Sean is not stopping. No, he's not. I don't believe he's in any danger at this point. He might have that arm. Sean just needs to collapse down on it, collect his arm back. He just can't panic here. There he goes. Good job. De La O, though, to his credit, Mike, he keeps going for submissions even after he's eating all those punches.
Yeah, he's showing a lot of heart on the bottom, taking all these punches and still going for submissions, man.
Well, it's mechanical. It's in his muscle memory to swing for those arm bars and triangles. Still on top, though.
Oh, he just tapped him out.
Oh my goodness.
Guillotine.
Sean Bias submitted John De La O via a guillotine choke. A freelance fighter coming in here fighting that way.
Incredible.
Sean Bias visibly exhausted, as is John De La O. It just goes to show that you really can't underestimate anyone as we take a look at the replay. Check it out. Sean's going to pick him up and slam him, I think, Mike.
Flash knocked him out, huh? Yeah, done. He just woke back up.
He seemed out for a second there.
Yeah.
He woke up right before he ate some more punches. But Sean was relentless on top. Outweighed by 10 pounds, an 0-1 record.
Sean did not. He didn't stop.
Let's go into the official announcement from our Iron Man, Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes, 41 seconds of the first round, your winner by tap out, Sean Bias. And now, first out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights for Royce Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and has a mixed martial arts record of 5 wins and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Buddy Clinton.
King of the Cage Primetime presented by Pro One Performance is gonna bring you a great fighter. Our next fight, Mike. This is Buddy Clinton. He is a Royce Gracie protege. He is very well-rounded. Don't let the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu fool you. He can stand up and take you down. Training with Travis Luter as well. His 5-0 record is also deceiving. He's a very, very experienced Royce Gracie right there in his corner, as always.
He brought the master with him, huh?
A lot of times you'll see fighters represent a certain coach or trainer, and that trainer's not always with them. But Royce Gracie comes with Buddy to all his fights.
Yeah, I've seen Buddy fight. He's very good.
He fought on the same card that you did in Cleveland, I remember.
He fought Angelo
Popovsky.
Right. Caught him with a key lock.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet, 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights for Team Sub Fighter and has a mixed martial arts record of 1 win and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Holst.
So there is a Tracy Hess and Jeremy Williams in his corner. John Paulson, 5'11", 170 pounds, basically even with Buddy Clinton. This is basically a no-lose situation for John Paulson. He only has one fight. Against a guy like Buddy Clinton, he's expected to lose. So if he wins, it's incredible for him. If he does mix the distance with him, or just puts in a good fight, it ups his worth no matter what.
You're exactly right.
All right, guys, come here. Hey, Red, come here.
Cecil Peoples looking to get him started. Once again, King of the Cage, Primetime, Saboba Casino, Eric Apple, joined by Mike Westbrook. I want to thank Pro One Performance as well as Boyce. Pro Street Motorcycles help make fights like this possible. Great fight here. Buddy Clinton, John Paulson, getting ready.
All right, give him hell, guys.
If I remember correctly, Buddy's gonna come out swinging.
Buddy has Hoist Gracie in his corner, but like I said, he has stand-up and
swinging,
takedowns.
right?
Hector, let's.
Don't expect him to pull guard.
You ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
Cecil starts him. Good sportsman is Buddy Clinton, as is John Paulson. Oh! Big shot, though. John Paulson rocks Buddy.
Yeah. And now he catches him in the heel hook and the fight is automatically over. He got out of it good.
Oh, coming around, too. He escaped the heel hook and spun straight into a low right hook and caught Buddy on the chin. Buddy in the half guard of John Paulson. Trapped up against the fence. John doing a good job.
Don't hit the back of
keeping
the
the
head.
distance close.
Stop.
Not really giving
Back
Buddy
of
any
the head.
room to strike.
Yeah.
But Buddy's a smart fighter. He'll work the way. He's not going to get ahead of himself. He'll work the body, work the head. He'll take the sub if it's there, but he's not in a hurry.
Back in half guard.
Buddy doing a good job out the pass.
Looking to pass it. Yeah, he's passed it. He's inside mount.
Full side mount. He has that far underhook. Work on that Americana. Nice roll there from John Paulson to escape. But now right into a triangle.
Yeah, party's over.
No.
Oh, not yet. Good job. He's
John
fighting.
trains with Jeremy Williams and Tracy Hess, two very good sub guys.
Oh,
He's no stranger in these positions. He's got it now.
Let's go.
He held on for a long time, though, for as long as anybody could, before he passed out.
Face him right
Like
here.
I said, Buddy Clinton, very, very experienced. That
Yeah.
5-0 record
Yeah.
is deceiving. John did a great job, though. He escaped there for a moment, but just
Todd.
just firing off too many submissions, going from triangle to arm bar as we take a look at a replay of exactly what we're talking about.
I thought Buddy had caught him with his first barrage of punches. I thought Buddy connected.
Check it out. Both
Buddy
fighters get
right.
hit, but Buddy got
Buddy,
the
got
worst
the worst
of it.
of it. Yeah.
Nice opening exchange, these two fighters throwing big punches.
Good fight.
Hoist Gracie, the man, the myth himself, right there behind Buddy Clinton.
Yeah, let's be looking in the future for John Paulson. That was a good fight by him.
And now, after 1 minute, 26 seconds of the first round, your winner by tap out, Buddy Clinton.
So the fighters congratulating each other. John Paulson has nothing to be ashamed of. Landed a great punch and really battled back and forth with Buddy while he was in there. Fighters posing along with his coach and Terry Treblecock, our promoter and part-time commentator at King of the Cage.
And now, first out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet, 5 inches tall, and he weighed in at 148 pounds. He fights for ATT Jupiter and has a mixed martial arts record of 18 wins and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paulo Dante.
Paulo Paulo Dantes, coming out of American Top Team, 5'5", 148 pounds, he's 18-1. Very experienced Thai boxer.
And here we go with the story of a stand-up guy and a ground guy.
Well, you know that Paulo Dantes representing American Top Team. Another situation where a fighter coming from a great background and a lot of good fighters in his camp, so I wouldn't expect him to be too much of a stranger to ground or wrestling. Getting a last moment checks by King of the Cage's own Brad Beret. Always the last man to check the fighter before he enters the cage.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet, 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at 148 pounds. He fights out of Joe Camacho's Jiu-Jitsu school. He has a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jay Valencia.
Five 5'6", 148 pounds, virtually the same size and weight as Paulo Dantes. Trains under Joe Camacho, another veteran of King of the Cage. Jay Valencia is 2-2. He's a freestyle wrestler with jiu-jitsu skills, taking on a very, very good Paulo Dantes. Once again, we want to thank Outcast Fightwear helping make the event possible, in addition to Gunsafe.tv. And the Hitmaster. Mike, do you remember your time in the Hitmaster? I believe you actually had the fastest time of the night when you fought.
Actually, I just looked at the list. I still have the record to this day.
Well, you got me beat. I had the fastest Hitmaster stat of the night when I fought 2 months ago.
Okay. Well,
I don't know about overall. I don't think I beat you overall.
They just showed me the list. Still number 1. I'm trying to hold on.
All right, I'll get you on that one later. I'm going to practice on my Hitmaster at home.
Face off, all right? I'll call you out.
Doc Hamilton, world-renowned referee, mixed martial arts, boxing, kickboxing. Doc does it all, and he's one of the best in the business. Great stare-down between Paulo Dantes and Jay Valencia.
They're ready to get it on.
Mutual respect from these two fighters as well. These fighters waved to each other several times before the fight. King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance. Sabubba Casino, here we go. Eric Apple, Michael Westbrook. Well, Jay looking for the takedown, no surprise. Oh, but Jay landed a good shot.
Yeah. He's not going to shoot in too fast, huh? Being a wrestler. Yeah, they're showing each other a lot of respect right now.
Jay Valencia, very, very well built downstairs. Look at his legs. Very powerful. Oh! Oh!
With more time.
What was that?
Flying.
Paulo Dantes landing an absolutely devastating kick to the head of Jay Valencia.
Flying. Awesome.
Take your time. Take your time. Relax. Relax.
Let's see if we have a replay on that already. Absolutely devastating was that.
I hope he's okay, man. He's out right now.
Well, Paulo expecting Jay to go for the takedown and just load it up. Timed it perfectly. And that is all she wrote for Jay Valencia here in the first minute of the fight. Right on the chin, taking 2 shots for good measure.
He's sitting up, so that's a good sign. They're going to have to carry him out of here.
Let's take a look at the replay once again, see if we can get a different angle.
Yeah.
Paulo Dantes.
He should have just walked away after he kneed him, knocked him out. Those punches afterward weren't even necessary. You got to go until the ref says stop, huh?
Great shot there from Paulo. Great Muay Thai knees.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all it takes is one shot on the chin and
Yeah,
it's
he
over.
went down like a ton of bricks. I started running over here, but yeah, so did I.
Jay Valencia at this moment doesn't even probably remember that he fought today.
Probably, I know he doesn't remember his name or his birthday, none of that.
Well, he's sitting up, and that is a good sign.
Yeah, he's looking around.
Hopefully everything will come back to
He's
him.
talking. He's talking, so that's good. He's back. He's awake.
Paulo Dantas, devastating strikes. You know, at 150 pounds.
No.
You don't want to see a 150-pound rock thrown at your chin, do you?
Well, I'll tell you what, if they're similar enough in size, it'd be great to see Paulo Dantas and Rob McCullough.
Yeah,
Two
you're right.
great stand-up fighters. Rob
That'd
is
be
a
a good
big 155-pounder. It says here that Paulo weighed in at 148. I'm not sure if he's big enough to fight Rob, but if he was, that'd be a great matchup. Let's throw it into our official announcement from the Iron Man, Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after just 29 seconds of the first round, your winner by knockout, Paulo Dantas. And now, first out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights for Team Cannon, and this is his 144th professional fight. He has a mixed martial arts record of 80 wins, 61 defeats, and only 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shannon the Cannon Rich.
Shannon the Cannon always representing the USA in one way or another. Always likes to sport the red, white, and blue. This guy has fought a who's who of the sport of mixed martial arts. He's fought Sakuraba. He's fought Dan Severn. He's fought some of the greats. And he has over 100 fights, Mike.
He has like 140 fights. That is, to me, unbelievable. That's like a 30-year career in the NFL.
He fights everywhere from welterweight to heavyweight. He actually fought Dan Severn as a heavyweight recently. Now fighting at 170 pounds. Shannon Rich is always game to fight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights for Millennia Jiu-Jitsu and has a mixed martial arts record of 19 wins and only 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John the Natural Alicio.
He is known as the Natural, John Alessio. Originally from Canada, now living here in the Riverside, California area. Fighting for Millennia Fight Team, the Millennia Jiu-Jitsu. Had some great training partners there over the years. Romy Aram, Javier Vasquez, Brian Foster in the room, Dan Henderson in the room at times, the Rev. He has had all types of great training partners. And like I said, his nickname is the Natural, and there's a reason for it. He is a natural athlete, and a very strong one at that point. Very well-rounded. He's had great battles here in King of the Cage with guys like Chris Brennan and Ronald Jund. We expect a great fight out of him against Shannon the Cannon Rich.
Yeah, I've seen Shannon fight. I've seen John fight, both of them. So it'll be a quite interesting fight.
Cecil Peoples
Guys, come here a minute.
checking with the fighters, making sure they are clear of all the rules that we have
guys.
here.
There you go. Give me a good, clean fight. When you hear me say, that's it.
Shannon and John giving a good stare down.
Oh, that's a show right there.
Right, no knees to the head on the ground. No knees to the head on the ground. Push away. Good fight, man.
Here we go. Cecil Peoples about to start them. 2 5-minute rounds. The Natural against the Cannon.
Raul, you ready? Get him away, Raul. Get that guy away. Sit him down. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
Here we go. The Natural and the Cannon, Mike. King of the Cage, prime time here at Saboba Casino, presented by Pro One Performance. And John immediately cornering Shannon in the cage, and Shannon going for the takedown.
Shannon just looks like he wants to just mix it up.
Shannon, though, going for it.
He's going to go for it.
John doesn't seem very impressed, though.
He just lumped him in it. Last time I saw him fight, Shannon ran out of gas.
Great head kick from Shannon the Cannon, though, a minute ago.
Called on short notice for a fight.
John now flurrying against the fence.
Oh, good knee. Fight might be over. Oh, he's not. Stops it there. Well, he was covering up from the beginning of it.
John Alessio, much to the delight and cheer of his friends and fans and cornermen.
That was a nice hook kick he had earlier in the fight, though.
Check out the replay. Shannon did land a kick, though. But John immediately overpowering Shannon. Like I said, Shannon did land that kick, but John didn't seem too impressed and immediately took the fight to the Cannon.
Right. John's friend said the fight took too long. He's getting rusty.
As we wait for the official announcement, John Alessio, ever the professional, getting his sponsor shirt on. Once again, GunSafe.tv, Warrior Wear Fight Gear, bringing this fight to you, as well as Outcast Fight Wear.
What is that, 165 fights now for Shannon?
Something like that. For the official announcement, let's head it in to Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 41 seconds of the first round, your winner, John the Natural Alessio.
He is a natural. I love the attitude of John. He ate a kick or two.
Right.
That's other people might have been flustered by it, or
He just smirked and was like, whatever, I got a lump on my head now, but who cares?
now you just made me mad.
Right.
I was gonna be nice, but not anymore, he says.
Right.
And now out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 169 pounds. He fights for Team Primal Tribe and has a mixed martial arts record of 6 wins and 6 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ray Perales.
Ray Palau is heading into the crowd. Into the cage. Primal Tribe fighter, 5'10", 170 pounds. He is 6'6".
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 168 pounds. He fights for Team Joker's Wild. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mike the Joker Guyman.
Here he is, the Joker, Mike Guyman. I'm gonna sound a little bit biased because he is one of my training partners, Mike.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and apologize ahead of time. No offense to Ray Perales. The Joker, 6 foot, 170 pounds, and he has a monster at 170 pounds. He's absolutely huge. Has his own fight gym in Irvine, California, Joker's Wild Fight Team. He has a record of 3-1-1, but it is deceiving. He has experienced light years beyond that. He has Justin Levens from Huas Valley Tudo in his corner, along with his teammate Brian Sesma. Also Cub Swanson.
Yeah, well, I hope he brings his A game because what I heard about Ray Perales is he just doesn't stop and he keeps going.
Also Weepy in his corner. Pretty much his entire fight team. Tyler Amer, who will also be on the card later on tonight, is in Joker's corner. Let's go, baby, let's go.
Joker. Got any last minute questions?
Mike Guyman receiving last minute instructions. Mike is a great athlete, very, very strong, well-rounded. I've seen Ray Perales fight, and he impressed me as well. So,
Since both of you understand the rules,
two
and
good
you say
opponents
you
here.
understand them, I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Listen for my commands at all times.
Mike doing it for
Touch 'em up,
tap
let's
out
go.
as well as fair techs. Fight gear.
Ready? Ready.
Doc Hamill starting out. Here we go. The first of 2 5-minute rounds. King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance. Both fighters traditional stance, Mike.
I think he should have let that one go.
Mike almost slipping there. Maybe some sweat from earlier.
Nice.
Good straight right.
Okay.
Mike's home is on the ground. He has good takedowns and great skills on the ground. Mike's probably going to take him down against the fence, use both legs, and put him right there in his corner in front of Justin Levens and Brian Sesma. Mike doing a good job. He's right on top. Now he just needs to make some space.
Half guard.
Halfway
Crossface.
past the guard. He just needs to stay patient
Nice crossface.
and start to strike. He's got elbows, everything he wants from right here. Ray Perales doing a good job of tying him up for the moment, though.
Yeah.
2 good rights.
Those are good punches.
Mike doing a good job to pass the guard, standing up. He'll just stand and strike him here, but Ray still fighting back. He is game.
He's making some good. He's connected with some good punches.
Good position, good strong rights though. Possibly look for some elbows in this position as well. And Ray tying him up though, keeping Mike too close to really get much of anything off at this point. Justin Levens pleading with Mike Guyman to throw the elbows. And Ray doing a good job of tying him up. Joker smothering him though, Mike.
Yeah, he's probably gonna try to use a fence to stand up. Oh. He's back down. He's taking some punishment.
Good positioning though.
He's taking some punishment.
Fighters are about a foot away from me right now. I can't really see the face of Ray Perales.
Full
Mike
mount.
already in the full mount.
Oh, good. He stopped
Devastating
it. He
elbows.
stopped it.
Doc Hamilton right on top of the action though.
Let go of the fence here.
Good elbow there. Mike doing a great job, taking his time. He has a great position. Ray though, not one to give up, is he?
Hey. He's a fighter.
You hear Mike's corner asking to turn. Ray is very tough though, Mike.
Yeah, he's not giving up, man. He's punching from the bottom. This guy came to fight, didn't he? He's taking serious punishment and he's not stopping.
Mike doing it just relentless though with these elbows, rights and lefts. Mike is very well versed in submissions as well. Sorry. Very well, having trouble with that one. Very well versed in submissions is Mike Guyman. I'm getting all excited though. He's just firing him off now. Now Ray turning his back. Oh, escaping.
He has it. Oh, he doesn't have it.
Wow, Ray Peralez showing some heart.
Yeah, he took some punishment and he endured it.
Great heart there.
Stand up, Ray. Stand up, Ray.
Oh, he got him in the triangle. Oh, he got out of it. He should roll back.
You know, one problem, Joker might be gas. Oh, good job getting his guard back right there. Mike doing a great job of getting his guard back. On his back.
Come on, don't let him have that, Ray.
Fishing for that triangle and the armbar.
Armbar.
He's got it. It's done. He's
Game
tapping.
over. Game over. Good fight.
Incredible job.
Mike Guyman is very impressive.
What an impressive job by Mike Guyman. Definitely showing the skills, standing up and on the ground. But Ray Peralez showing heart.
Ray Peralez did show heart. I was impressed that he endured all that punishment, man, and reversed it.
As we see the replay, great strikes from the top, mount position, half guard, elbows, punches. He was reversed. He got
Finished it in the
swept.
triangle.
All right, for the official announcement, Tyson Johnson has our winner.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes, 2 seconds of the first round, your winner by tap out, Mike the Joker Guyman.
It's all about those training partners.
That's what I want for Christmas, your mouthpiece.
And now, first out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in at 152 pounds. He fights for Joe Maria's fight team and has a mixed martial arts record of 2 wins and 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cub Swanson.
So coming down to the cage from Joe Moreira's fight team, this is none other than Cub Swanson, reigning out of Palm Springs. He is 2-1, 152.5 pounds.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in 155 pounds. He fights for Joe Camacho's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team and has a mixed martial arts record of 4 wins and 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mondo.
This is Mondo Sanchez, coming out of Joe Camacho Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team. He has a record of 4-2. In addition to kickboxing, he does train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Has Joe Camacho in his corner. Cub Swanson backed by OC Muay Thai. Check them out at ocmuaythai.com, as well as Justin Levins from the Huas Valley Tudo team. Doc Hamilton giving the fighters the last moment instructions. These two lightweights ready to rock. 2 5-minute rounds here at King of the Cage primetime presented by Pro One Performance.
Ready, Mondo? Ready?
Doc Hamilton started. Here we go. Nice front kick from Cub Swanson. I know Cub did win several grappling tournaments in the past. Now he's recently been working on his Thai boxing, getting taken down. Cub with the guillotine straight off the bat. Can he finish it? Mondo punching the body as Cub works on that guillotine. Cub trying to get up, using that guard of his. Cub's still working on that guillotine, and pretty much, if he's not able to get it, he needs to let go because he's wasted too much strength on it. He needs to move on to something else if it doesn't work. But he feels he does have it. Cub doing a good job, still going for that submission. Like I said, he is a submission expert, training Joe Morero Jiu-Jitsu. Joe Morero, very well-known black belt across the world. And Cub with a nice sweep right there, nice reversal straight into the mount. Good punches to the head for Cub Swanson. Good elbows from Cub Swanson. Nice punches. Now what is Mondo going to do in this position? He needs to hip up and get out. But Cub, like I said, very experienced on the ground. Will the Joe Morero Jiu-Jitsu student finish the fight here in the first round? Doc Hamilton's right on top of the action.
Come on, Mondo, you got to do something.
Still firing punches, that's it. Cub Swanson is your winner. Moving to 3-1. Doc Hamilton has seen enough, as has Mondo Sanchez. As we check out the replay, Cub delivering punches and elbows. Mondo had the advantage in the beginning of the fight. Mondo doing a great job in the beginning of the fight. Not able to maintain his position, however. He got reversed, and that was all she wrote for the OCMuayThai.com and Joe Morero student. Let's throw it in for the official announcement from Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 59 seconds of the first round, your winner, Cub Swanson.
As we see the replay, opening exchange, getting the takedown was Mondo Sanchez, but Cub Swanson held on to that guillotine for quite a while, eventually got the sweep and finished the position.
And now, out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, and he weighed in at 205 pounds. He has a mixed martial arts record of 10 wins, 10 defeats, and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chris Peak.
Standing at 6'3", 200 pounds from Team Peteria's Chris Peak. Has a record of 10 wins, 10 losses, and 1 draw. Freestyle kickboxer entering the king of the cage. Looks to be in very good shape, this Chris.
And his opponent out of the red corner stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 200 pounds. He fights for the MASH fight team and has a mixed martial arts record of 11 wins and 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Lee.
James Lee for the MASH fight team. Making the trip all the way out to Saboba Casino. 5'11", 200 pounds. He is a hybrid style fighter. No stranger to King of the Cage is James. Very well-rounded and very relaxed fighter. Always very calm and at home in the cage. As we look at our beautiful King of the Cage ring girls, the world famous ring girls. James Lee hugging Brad Beret. Salutations and greetings all the way around for James Lee. Like I said, one of the most comfortable fighters I can imagine in the cage is James Lee. Chris Peak doesn't seem to be too impressed over there with a smirk on his face. But like I said, with the experience of James Lee. Joining us on the headset, Quentin Rampage Jackson. No stranger to the King of the Cage ring and no stranger to the broadcast of fights all over the world.
Yeah, black man up in here supported black man.
He was supporting the black man earlier when Big Perm took a victory with the big guillotine.
I know, this is his first time doing submission with them little short arms. We call them Tyrannosaurus Rex. Good knees by James Lee, good knees.
Nice wrestling display by James Lee.
Oh.
That's wrestling 101 right there.
Yeah. Well, I thought James Lee was on throwing the knee. Goodness. I've been kneed too many times.
Look at slam by James, easily picking up Chris Peak.
Hey, they look like one of my signature moves.
Well, you're in the corner with James. Have you had a chance to train with him, Quentin?
I think he kicked my butt once or twice. I can't remember.
Well, he showed some incredible wrestling, something you're known for, especially the slams.
I like to do that because I don't know nothing else.
Oh, and all else fails, just hit him really hard or slam him really hard.
Yeah, it's mixed martial arts. That's what we do.
Sometimes technique's not enough.
Yeah. Sometimes technique's, you're right, not enough.
Sometimes it's overrated.
Yeah, you're right. I tell you, plenty of time.
James working on top, going for a straight calf crunch or an inside heel hook now on Chris Peak. And it could get dangerous real quick for Chris Peak if he's not careful.
Yeah, that's a real dangerous move. I think he's going to tap out. It's over, man, pretty much.
Larry Landless right there. And this is a very dangerous submission. There it goes.
Yeah. I know.
Sometimes you don't know until it's too late. It'll pop.
Yeah, you know, yeah, he's hurt. Oh, he tapped the first time? Yeah, he tapped about 2 or 3 times. Why they don't move it? Listen, why they just wait until it starts hurting? I see it all the time. They don't move and kick out, put their foot on. Look at this replay, the slam.
Easily picking it up, James. Once again, bringing another victory here in King of the Cage, passing the side mount, then getting back in the guard, throwing some punches, and finding that submission. So really displaying all kinds of skills, striking, wrestling, and submissions in such a quick fight.
Yeah, and that's good for James because you know he ain't trained for this fight. That boy don't never train. He called me up, told me, man, I got to train for this fight. I said, when is it? It's tomorrow.
Well, luckily it worked out for him. Here's the finish. The heel hook right there. James holding on to that technique. Tried and true is the heel hook, and he takes the victory. For our official announcement, let's throw it in to the Iron Man. That would be Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 33 seconds of the first round, your winner by submission, James Lee.
James did a good job. I'm proud of him.
Once again, we're back at King of the Cage Primetime, Eric Apple, and now I'm joined by King of the Cage owner, Terry Treblecock. We just witnessed some incredible fights on the undercard, but now it's time for the big fights. the wild man, Thomas Denny, our former welterweight champion, is in the house, in addition to the current middleweight champion, the unstoppable Joey Villaseñor. Let's get ready for those big fights. Before we do, some announcements from Tyson Johnson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's bout is sanctioned by the Saboba Commission in conjunction with King of the Cage Incorporated. The promoter of tonight's event is Terry Trebilcock Jr., along with co-promoter Ted Williams, and your matchmaker is Paul Zilius. Our referees for tonight are Herb Dean, Mr. Cecil Peoples, Doc Hamilton, and Larry Landless. Our judges for tonight are Lester Griffin, Raul Parata, Jaime Vasquez, and Sean Green. Also joining us this evening is the King of the Cage icon, Brad Barrett, and the beautiful King of the Cage Ring Girls. We have an awesome main card lined up for you here tonight. But before we begin, let's salute America with the country's national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of King of the Cage action ready for you right here tonight, including 3 title fights. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, you know I've got to hear it. I have one question for each and every one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? For our first fight, out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 155 pounds. He fights for Team Execution and has a mixed martial arts record of 6 wins and only 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe Franey.
Dropping down to a lightweight to try his luck at this weight. He has a record of 6-4. He is an experienced stand-up fighter.
And now out of the red corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at 155 pounds. He fights for Madu Entertainment and has a mixed martial arts record of 11 wins and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him. Please welcome Nam Fan.
So 5'6", 155-pound Nam Pham. This fight team is listed as Madu Entertainment. He trains with a lot of great grapplers in and around the Orange County area, sporting a record of 11-1, wearing his jiu-jitsu gi. I am joined, by the way, by none other than King of the Cage, co-promoter, and the owner of Gladiator Challenge. One of the toughest heavyweights in the game. And now he's on the microphone, Ted Williams. Ted, Nam is a veteran of King of the Cage and always brings a lot of excitement.
Yes, he does. Apple, this is going to be a very interesting matchup because for the first time we see Franey down at 155. Of course, Nam Pham feels very comfortable at this weight. We'll see how his cardio feels.
All right, beautiful King of the Cage ring girls. Here at King of the Cage Prime Time, presented by Pro One Performance and Los Vientos Spa and Resort. Also, we want to thank Boyce, Grove Street Motorcycles, Warrior Wear Fight Gear, Gunsafe.tv, also the Hitmaster, and Outcast Fightwear. All making this event possible here at beautiful Saboba Casino. It is a hot August night, and the fans have turned out to see Nam Pham.
All right, gentlemen, let's keep it nice and clean. Protect yourselves at all times. Follow my instructions at all times.
No doubt.
Stay out your way, let you put on a good show. Touch gloves, come on, ready to fight.
Herb Dean giving the fighters the last-minute instructions. Joe Franey, Nam Pham ready to go. 2 5-minute rounds here, King of the Cage.
Look at Nam Pham, folks. He's just determined to get after it right away.
Nam does have a huge following here in Southern California. Fans turn out in
Great
droves
fight.
to see him.
Ready? Come on, let's do it.
Some good sportsmanship, Apple.
Oh, nice overhand right from Nam Pham, a third and a fourth.
Again.
They have thrown those big overhand rights, the home run. But Joe Franey, no stranger to stand-up fighting.
How many punches can Franey take on that right-hand side?
Well, he's throwing kind of an unorthodox big overhand right. And sometimes a highly trained fighter is not used to someone swinging kind of wildly like that, but it is effective, as Nam Pham has shown early in the fight. Pressing the action up against the cage was Joe Franey, taking a knee, though, to the groin.
That'll take the fight out of you.
Right over there. That's okay, it's fine. Use your corner. Use your corner. Take your time, you got time. Yeah. No, out of there. Right there.
Now, Joe Franey is going to be given all the time he needs to recuperate if possible.
It looked like he took a hard one there, Apple.
No. Right here.
Well, as any man knows, it's definitely very discouraging, to say the least, when you take a shot below the belt.
Take your time.
Take a lot of energy out of you, both physically and mentally.
It's like deflating a tire. It just ain't the same afterwards.
You sure? Take your time. You got
Joe
time.
Franey can take all the time he wants if he needs to. We're going to throw it into Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to an unfortunate knee to the groin, the fighter out of the blue corner will get 5 minutes to recover.
We're going to check out the replay right here of the knee from Nam Pham. You can see his back is up against the fence, Ted.
Oh!
And that was all she wrote. Joe Franey going down on his knees.
Ready? You good? Okay.
I think Joe is ready to go.
Ready?
Herb Dean ready to start
Fight.
these two fighters. Nam Fan definitely apologizing best he can.
Oh, and he follows back.
And Joe Franey returning the favor. Nice sauce from Joe Franey. Nam firing back though. Never one to back away from the fight is Nam.
Joe Franey is getting those jabs in.
Good straight jab there from Joe. Oh, I can hear the shot. They're right in front of us, Ted.
Wow, they're really swinging it out, Eric, here.
Some bad intentions with these two fighters. Oh.
Both fighters' knees are wobbly.
Big knee from Joe Franey. Nam is in trouble, I'd say. Nam Pham, a very tough character. I know he's had an incredible stand-up bout with Rob McCullough, another great stand-up fighter this weight. Let's see if he can do the same with Joe Franey here at King of the Cage primetime.
Now Nam Pham's got to get off the side of the cage, Eric.
Joe delivering those knees, and that's where the damage comes from.
Now you got to hand it to Franey. After cutting all that weight, he's looking like he's got a lot of wind behind him.
Yeah, you and I both know that cutting weight is definitely not the funnest thing to do, and it makes it so much harder to fight the next day. But Joe Franey showing some cardio at the moment.
Very impressed.
You can hear the corners of both these fighters pleading. Big overhand right, wildly missing from Nam Pham, but the second one finding its mark.
Nam Pham is taking some solid hits by Joe Franey.
What a knockdown, drag-out fight this is here at King of the Cage primetime, presented by Pro One Performance. Look at the takedown from Joe. Into the guard of Nam Pham.
And look at Franey right on top. Nam Pham's in trouble.
Nam is a veteran of many grappling events.
Oh!
You can see that experience there.
Looking for a triangle.
Joe cannot wait around in this position. He needs to get out now, as he does. He cannot give Nam the opportunity to adjust that triangle. He made the right decision and moved immediately, and immediately striking to the face, the elbows, the forearms.
And Nam Pham trying for the submission is taking a lot of punishment underneath right now.
Nam's still doing a good job. Feet on the hips, trying to make some distance. Franey closing the distance now.
Those forearms are taking a lot out of him right now. Going for a submission, Eric.
Look at the armbar. Great natural instincts from Nam Pham. Muscle memory setting in and going for that armbar while taking all those punches.
Oh, and underneath, what an armbar.
And that's it. Did he get it?
He got
the tap.
What a finish by Nam Pham.
Taking all that damage. Taking all that damage was Nam Pham, and still coming back for the armbar, showing great heart and great character, as we expect in our fighters from King of the Cage. And Nam Pham exceeding that. Check out the replay. He has the armbar here. Joe doing the right thing, sitting up.
Now watch how he hips. Look at that hip backwards, Eric.
Great natural instincts and great awareness of where his body and his opponent's body is by Nam Pham. And you can see the wear and tear on the face of Nam Pham as our ring doctors check on Joe Franey.
And here comes Tyson Johnson, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, 28 seconds of the first round, your winner by tap out, Nam Pham.
So the grappling of Nam Pham paying off.
And it looked, for a minute there, it looked like Joe Franey was really taking over in that fight, Eric.
Well, Nam was more than in trouble, but you know, you fight enough times, you're gonna encounter positions like that where you're faced with an uphill battle. And Nam Pham pulling it out and showing that he has the heart and the character to be an incredible fighter at this
With style, too, how he inverted inwards to get that armbar. Tremendous.
Let's see if we got another replay. Here we go. Joe Franey punches, lefts, rights, elbows. And Nam using those hips, using the feet, and his jiu-jitsu.
Look how he turns into the forearms here.
Saw Joe delivering some big punches. Once again in the ring to Tyson Johnson.
And now, first out of the blue corner, This fighter stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall, and he weighed in at 200 pounds. He fights for no wimps and has a mixed martial arts record of 8 wins and only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emmanuel Newton.
Well, here comes Emmanuel Newton, 6'1", from Team No Whims, Freestyle Jiu-Jitsu. His first time ever to fight in King of the Cage, Eric.
Well, Ted, I've seen Emmanuel Newton fight before, 8-2 record. He is a very, very strong wrestler, very, very powerful fighter, but as we will see, his opponent brings the same to the cage.
A very tough opponent with Hector Ramirez. In fact, Emmanuel Newton wrestled at the same college I wrestled at, same coaches, and I hear great things about him. This looks to be a tremendous fight, Eric.
And now out of the red corner, this fighter stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 205 pounds. He fights for Team Street Fighter and has a mixed martial arts record of 7 wins and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hector Sick Dog Ramirez.
Hector Ramirez. This guy has knockout power. We've seen him fight here in King of the Cage before. He also holds a knockout over the likes of Shannon the Cannon Rich. At 205-pound, Hector Ramirez is going to bring the pain. Absolutely devastating strikes, never holding anything back. He has Rampage, Quentin Jackson in his corner, one of his training partners. And the rest of Team Oyama, it looks like.
Now, Emmanuel Newton's got Dan Henderson in his corner. Emmanuel just fought in the Gladiator Challenge up in Northern California at Canacti Vista Casino in a tremendous victory against an opponent that was one of the best in the world considered.
Well, Doc Hamilton ready to give these fighters their last moment instructions here at King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance as well as Los Vientos Spa and Resort.
You say you understand the rules, that means I expect a clean fight. I expect you to protect yourselves at all times. I expect you to listen to my commands at all times. When I say stop, stop. Touch him up, let's go.
Appearing to be the taller of the two fighters, only by an inch or two. Both 205 pounds. Expect some great action here. Saboba Casino. Once again, Eric Apple joined by Ted Williams.
Ready, Manny?
This looks to be an exciting one.
It sure does, Eric. I can't wait to see the outcome of this fight.
Now, wow, look at that. Hector Ramirez, a striker, going for the takedown.
Both these guys wrestled high-level college, Eric.
Hector Ramirez pummeling there for the underhooks against Emmanuel Newton. Watching these fighters work up against the fence, some dirty boxing, some knees, working for the positioning. So much going on in this position. It's more than meets the eye, that's for sure.
And you can see they're both trying to stop those knees by coming in and doing an inside tie on the leg.
Emmanuel Newton trying to pummel and come back with that elbow inside, a very effective technique.
This is where you see a throw coming up from either of these fighters. They're both really out of position as far as leaning.
Some of the most tiring aspect of fighting is pummeling here, the wrestling, but they're separated once again. Hector Ramirez still trying for that takedown, but unsuccessful thus far against Emmanuel Newton.
You got to hand it to Emmanuel. He's gotten Hector deep on his legs twice and able to take that takedown away from him.
Well, training with Dan Henderson can't be hurting your wrestling, that's certainly for sure.
That's for sure.
Still watching him pummel up against the fence. Emmanuel reversing the position. Very evenly matched are these two fighters, Ted.
Well, Hector just tried a foot sweep unsuccessfully. These two are fighting for some good technical positions here.
I would have to say that Paul Zilius did a good job matching up these two fighters. Like I said, very even.
Oh, and he's trying for a throw. Hector says, not a chance.
Doc Hamilton right on top of these fighters.
Now you're just waiting for these guys to break up and throw huge, huge blows.
Well, we know they're both certainly capable of it. A lot of knees, good. Right hand from Emmanuel Newton. Big kick from Emmanuel.
He actually connected with that front thrust kick.
Uppercut, good striking exchange inside from both fighters. Hector now
right on the nose.
I think Emmanuel's dazed, dropping his hands. I think the fighters actually butted heads.
Oh! And Emmanuel comes back with his own. Both fighters taking it square on the chin.
Great action from both of these two fighters, trading. Both fighters landing devastating punches to the other.
Watch the groin, watch the groin.
Oh, good knee.
Good tie knee from Emmanuel. Throwing that long right, missing though. He needs to be careful, needs to recover faster than that. Hector Ramirez can make him pay for that later on in the fight if he sees that mistake again. Marching in with the punches is Emmanuel. These fighters have been training so heavily, such a fast-paced fight. Both these fighters showing great athletic prowess.
Stay away from the groin.
Emmanuel's looking for a takedown here. He's trying to tie up and maybe take a leg. There goes Hector.
Hector driving for that takedown again, but Emmanuel's shucking him off. Making space. Let's see it trade again, Ted. Again. Back and forth. Rights, lefts, uppercuts. Throwing everything but the kitchen sink at each other.
Body lock, here goes the take. Oh, didn't stop the takedown for the third time.
And Hector Ramirez has got to be wondering himself, how much is it going to take to get a takedown?
Maybe you stop going for the takedown and just square up with him because Emmanuel's looking stout on his feet.
Emmanuel need to keep those hands up, dropping them. Hector throwing big. Oh, huge overhand right.
An uppercut by Hector.
Amazing trading from these two fighters.
A lot of heart right here, Apple, a lot of heart.
I am impressed by these two fighters. Hector Ramirez and Emmanuel Newton are to be commended. Win, lose, or draw. Got to be coming to the closing seconds of the round here.
Time.
Great round, Apple, great round of action.
Look at Hector Ramirez marching back to his corner and Emmanuel Newton raising his arms. He loves it, as do we.
Got water?
Let's check out a look at the replay. Some trading right here. Both fighters firing punches, uppercut from Hector. Straight right from Emmanuel missing, and Hector returning fire with the right as well. Incredible action, Ted. Some dirty boxing inside.
A lot of punches being thrown, a lot of changing positions, just a lot of heart. Here comes the start of the round, and both fighters still looking like they're getting some instruction from their corners.
Well, like I said, win, lose, or draw, both these fighters are studs in my book. Definitely trading and showing great heart as well as conditioning as Hector Ramirez and Emmanuel Newton.
Give me another rag.
Hector surprising me by going for a couple takedowns. I know he has incredible striking and knockout power.
And you would think with Hector's good hands, stop the takedown and just square up with the opponent. Emmanuel's done such a great job at the wrestling part of this fight. for Hector to come back out swinging.
Ready.
And right back to the action are these two fighters swinging away. Great angle from the boom cam. Right on top of the action as always here at King of the Cage. Prime Time presented by Pro One Performance. We see Emmanuel go over the takedown missing and eating a knee for his efforts.
Good quick hands by Emmanuel Newton.
Good right punch. Will Hector finally get the takedown? He has position on the single leg, Ted.
Ah, he's looking like he's getting all tangled up already.
Emmanuel appears to show some damage on his left eye.
Let go of the cage.
How could you score that first round, Ted? In my book, it'd have to be a draw.
You know, it went back and forth. The aggressor were both. Oh, good takedown. Good takedown attempt.
Hector Ramirez, great resilience, standing right back up.
Oh, he turned his back. Ought not to do that in this sport.
Rule number 1.
Always defend yourself.
And I'm sure Hector Ramirez knows that. Strange things happen in fights, though. Doc Hamilton right on top of the fighters. He will separate him if he doesn't see enough action, won't he, Ted?
He sure will. And
you can hear Rampage and the rest of Hector Ramirez's corner pleading for him.
Let's go, make something happen. Let's go, guys.
Doc Hamilton asking for action.
a lot of people at home, Apple, will think, why aren't these guys taking each other down? But they're both high-level wrestlers and just got great balance.
Stop.
Doc Hamilton separating the fighters. Let's get some space. Let's see how long they stay this far apart. I can't imagine long, Ted.
And look at the deep breath from Emmanuel Newton. He's definitely tired.
Oh, good shots there from Hector. And trading back and forth with these guys. Emmanuel is not backing down. Neither is Hector Ramirez. A good amount of these punches are finding the mark, Ted. And both these fighters will know they've been in a fight come tomorrow morning.
I'm very impressed with Emmanuel. After he got clocked really square, he came back with a barrage of punches that really stopped Hector's advance.
More action up against the fence, some dirty boxing, some pummeling for position. I want to remind you that King of the Cage is coming to Canada. We'll be in Calgary, Alberta, September 24th, and Edmonton, October 1st. You can see the fatigue setting in those fighters.
Takedown attempt.
Emmanuel closing the distance.
Look for the switch and the armbar.
Great position change. These two fighters are almost stymied with each other. What do we do now? Well, we could go back to basics and just sling, as we've had a stalemate in the wrestling category. Remember, mixed martial arts judged on striking, grappling, and overall aggression.
Let's go, guys, let's go.
And this fight is too close to call in my book.
Oh.
You hear the fans of Hector Ramirez.
Stop.
Doc Hamilton's separating once again. Incredible fight, great trading. Here in the closing moments of the second of 2 rounds. Remember, 5 minutes is an absolute eternity. Good straight right from Hector. Great view of the action. Look at that, right up close. These fighters pushing their way into the cage right in front of us here. Hector in his own corner. seconds to go. Closing seconds of the fight, here we go.
Great round, Eric, great round.
And that's it. 2 5-minute rounds completed.
That's a tough one to.
Emmanuel Newton, Hector Ramirez.
That's a tough one to pick there, Eric. Do you have anything to say about that?
Well, let's take a look at the replay. Maybe the replay can show us something we didn't see live, but should the kick from Emmanuel Newton, big punch from Hector, straight right. Emmanuel acknowledging it, putting his hands back up and returning fire. You know, I really, like I said, can't imagine this fight turning out any other way than a draw. Both fighters trading punches on the feet. Neither really accomplishing
no takedowns.
Any lead, not accomplishing any advantage standing up or on the ground.
I think defensively, it looked like Newton might have had an advantage.
Let's head into the ring for our official announcement. The Iron Man, Tyson Johnson, is going to be giving it to us. But like I said, our judges tallying it up, and I can't imagine any other outcome other than a draw for this fight. Both fighters showing mutual respect to each other and great sportsmanship.
Tyson is not ready, guys. He's waiting for a card.
These two fighters starting to realize what kind of fight they were just in now.
Very impressed with that fight there. And we definitely like to thank Pro One Performance for sponsoring this event, folks. Saboba Casino, Los Vientos Spa and Resort. And look at those Boy Spikes. Wow. Pro Street motorcycles at their best. Kevin Darlin's Boyce Pro Street.
Also want to thank the Hitmaster, as always, helping make our King of the Cage events possible. Well, you can imagine why it takes so long for the judges to tally it up. Very close call. I think Tyson Johnson has our results.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 2 exciting rounds, the judges have reached a decision. This bout has been declared a majority draw.
Well, just like you said,
Eric. Let's give a big
Eric.
round of applause for both of these King of the Cage warriors.
And the fans aren't booing because they didn't like it. They're just booing because, wow, after 2 gladiators get in there, they just want to see a winner.
Well, it's hard to put that much effort into a fight without bringing a winner out. However, neither of these guys deserve to go home without a victory. So we're going to give them a draw.
My name is Frank Kermsey. I fight. That's what I do. I fight every day. Yeah, it is my legacy to be a fighter. That's really all I do. I fight. I fight, therefore I am. My opponent should be worried about everything. I'm going to come at him throwing punches and kicks, and he needs to be careful. I hit hard. I used to wrestle with my friends a lot. I'd usually win, and I was online one day and I saw a tournament coming up, and I just signed myself up for it. He put some thought into it. I said, well, maybe I should find a place to train between now and then. And I found a jiu-jitsu school near my house, and I've been doing it ever since. The past few years, I've been doing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and before that, I boxed when I was a teenager, and just the past few months, I've been doing some Muay Thai. I have to say my strength's my ground game. I'm pretty good at getting to people's back. I can get on top of people, and I can choke people. I'm known for getting people's back and choking them in the first round. That's what I do. Typically, I'm the bad guy. The guy I'm fighting is very flashy, very showy, and he comes across as a bad guy, but he's got a lot of fans, so I think I'm going to be the bad guy again. I think my fighting style will match up pretty good against Thomas. He likes to grapple, I like to grapple. He's not afraid to stand and throw punches. I boxed for a couple of years, I'm okay with that. So I think it'll be a good fight, whether we spend a lot of time on our feet or go straight to the ground. I think we're matched pretty good for each other. I'm ready right now. I'm physically at my peak. I've been training. I've been doing this cage fighting for about 14 months now, and I'm excited. I'm ready. I can't wait for this.
And now out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights with a Gracie Barra out of Texas. He has a mixed martial arts record of 5 wins and 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frank Kermsey.
I fight for Team Wildman out of Victorville, California, at a Universal Training Facility. Yeah, this is the training I do, you know. I don't know if you know it or not, but Fan Shear went ahead and pulled out on me. I guess he got a little boo-boo on his hand and broke a nail or something. So, you know, he's running and ducking again. Oh, man, I'm fighting Frank Kermsey out of Texas. Guy looks like powder with a piece of filet mignon on the side of his head. I'm gonna see if I can't knock that piece of filet mignon off the side of his head. I'm just going out there to hurt somebody and just enjoy putting pain on him and sending him back to Texas hurting. Yeah, they say I'm arrogant, they say I'm cocky. Well, wouldn't you? I mean, look, take a look around. Keep on smiling,
and
baby.
And now out of the red corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 170 pounds. He fights for Team Wildman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thomas the Wildman Denny.
want to remind you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is
I
for
want to
the
remind you, there's no
Super
knees
Fight
to the head, no
Championship.
down
down are
opponent.
these two fighters,
There's no
so
kicking the
Cecil
head
Peoples
from
giving
down
the last
opponent.
moment
Yes, sir. I
instructions.
want you to keep it fair, but keep
The
it
Wild
hard.
Man doing it for
Good luck.
SeriousPimp.com, as always. And he is the Wild Man.
That's what they call him, the Wild Man.
Frank Kermsey, a Gracie Baja member from Texas, has a 5-3 record. Very well versed in jiu-jitsu.
You ready?
We'll see if Thomas
ready?
wants to keep it standing
Let's
or
go.
take it down. Kermsey trying to close the gap. I would expect Kermsey to try to close the distance and get the takedown.
Well, with Frank just starting 14 months ago, I don't imagine he's very tough on his feet, as you can see.
I think Thomas should have backed up. Why jump in the half guard of a jiu-jitsu practitioner when you're landing shots on the feet?
Yeah, it seemed like something they maybe wanted.
Watch the wire. Watch the cage. Watch the cage.
Frank getting that butterfly guard back. But we know Cecil Peoples, he will stand up the fight.
Watch the cage.
Well, the fans were looking for James Fanisheer, Thomas Denny rematch.
Thomas, get off the cage.
Because James broke his hand to get it operated on. We're seeing this match today.
Now Frank getting the takedown, Ted. He's gonna pass around and possibly to side mount on Thomas Denny, but Thomas is no stranger to the ground, regains half guard. And now looks like full guard regained by Thomas Denny.
Thomas is in a great position here.
I can hear the shots from Frank Kermsey and Thomas Denny. They're right in front of us in the cage here, Ted. We have the best view in the house, other than our viewers at home who get to see the overhand camera and all the camera angles. But Thomas showing great hip movement on the ground, the Wild Man. Looking for a triangle already. He might have it. Frank's got to turn around the corner. But Frank is deep. Ted, will the Wild Man submit the Gracie Baja students?
It's looking tough. Maybe an armbar here. And no, he misses the submission attempt.
Frank staying tough though. The Wild Man reversing position on top here. King of the Cage primetime presented by Pro One Performance. The Wild Man, Thomas Denny. One of the great veterans of King of the Cage.
Oh, and a reversal. Thomas does a great job of getting back into the guard here. So.
Frank with a nice guillotine there. It could be deep. I remember seeing Thomas Denny get caught in a guillotine in the past.
Well, his arm's in the wrong position here. He needs to have both towards the neck. He's got one around the arm, which really decreases the choke here. Thomas is not in a bad position, Eric.
Thomas very smart, passing to the side guard, exactly the right thing to do in the position.
Here comes some elbows, it looks like.
Now we'll see if Frank Kermsey is able to regain the guard. This is a bad position for him. He's stuck against the fence on one side and Thomas Denny on the other.
I expect Thomas to get up and rain some punches down from this position.
Thomas staying nice and low with his base, working on that far arm of Frank Kermsey.
Well, he's been reversed a couple times, so I think he's going to try to sag his weight down a bit so he stops those reversals.
Yeah, Thomas more aware of where his weight is. Possibly even look for him to just throw the knee on the belly and fire away. But look at this, Frank Kermsey escaping the position. He's in a bad spot though. Thomas going for that rear naked choke.
Pulled him right down into a choke.
Well, we said it before, strange things happen in the fight. Strange position, and he's choked out. Frank Kermsey tapping to the Wild Man, Thomas Denny.
Good job, man.
Thomas doing a great job of taking advantage of the position that he was given. And that's what happens. A good fighter, as you see in the replay, throwing the punch, sinking that choke. But as I was saying, Ted, a good fighter takes advantage of the situation presented to him.
Yeah, I went back and forth there for a second, and Thomas, just with his experience, pulled out a great submission. Now, you know, James Fanisheer, being in the crowd right now, the current champ at 170, is just wanting this fight.
Thomas posing for Bodyguard Magazine, Todd Hester, ShareDog.com, and the rest of the websites out there that cover our wonderful sport here at King of the Cage.
We sure would like to thank Pro One Performance.
Let's have our official results from Tyson Johnson, the Iron Man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, 41 seconds, your winner and new 170-pound King of the Cage Super Fight Champion of the World, Thomas the Wild Man Denny.
Once again, we're going to throw it back into the cage here at Saboba Casino to our Iron Man and our very own Tyson Johnson. Let's check out some more replays. Opening sequence. Thomas firing back with punches, not flinching whatsoever as the Wild Man continuing to pummel. Now look at the tie clinch. And non-stop is Thomas with those punches, firing away. The Wild Man had such an advantage standing up, Ted. I was surprised that he jumped into the guard, or basically jumped on the ground with his opponent.
Yeah, from the get-go, his opponent looked to fall back and not want to fight on his feet. Place I would have stayed.
Thomas, that was fast and furious and a lot of technical moves, brother. How's it feel?
Man, it feels okay. Let me see this mic. Okay, first off, y'all, thanks to all the people who come out here and support me. All you guys make this happen. Mojave Pools, Unbreakable Mouthpieces, Submit.com, Skin Industries. I go on for days, man. Watch replay, push pause, check out my shorts, check out their websites, and buy, please buy. They'll support me and keep me going. But real quick, before we get any further, where is James Van Sheer? Where is he at? I mean, y'all, on a serious tip, he hurt his thumb pretty bad. I said he's got a little boo-boo on his thumb, but injuries like this can end careers. But you better believe you come back here, December 2nd, King of the Cage. I'm gonna add another belt to the top of this one right here. You guys come witness it.
Thomas, again, congratulations on a great victory. You finally got the belt around your waist. Anything you want to say about King of the Cage in particular? Terry Treblecock and Ted Williams?
Let me start out with Terry Treblecock. You're the man. You've been with me behind me the whole time. It's because of you dreams like this come true. But yet, this is only a half a dream. Terry's going to give me the honor of fighting for the 170-pound title come December 2nd. I can't say enough, y'all. Come out here. You thought I trained hard? I'm training even harder. So, James, you better bring the best game you have, brother.
Again, congratulations, Thomas. James Van Sheer, is there anything you'd like to say to Thomas Wildman Denny?
Thomas, you've been talking a lot of stuff. I don't know what this belt is or what it means. Like George Lucas made Yoda, Terry Treblecock made Thomas Denny.
I love him.
Thomas, you want to fight me? I have the belt. By the way, what a fine product he is. Thomas, you want the belt? Here you go. Here's the belt. Let's put that belt in. Let's put that belt in. Let's put my fight purse in. Let's put your fight purse in. Let's put your ticket money in. Let's put your ticket money in. Let's put your sponsor money in. Are we gonna fight on December 2nd or what? Is it in there? It's on the floor. Here's the jersey.
Real quick. You guys see all the shit he's talking right now, right? Where was he tonight? Wasn't here. Let me hear it.
Oh, great.
KO.
Back into the ring once again to Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our next bout, first out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and he weighed in at 217 pounds. He fights out of the Unbreakable Gym, and he has a mixed martial arts record of 8 wins and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Wes Combs.
Well, here comes Wes Combs, 6'1", 230 pounds. He's got a fight record of 7-0.
Wes Combs, no stranger to the King of the Cage. He is a veteran here, and we've seen him display knockout power.
He's undefeated, Eric, and no one's found a way to beat him here in King of the Cage.
And
here
out
comes
of the
Tyson
red
Johnson.
corner. This fighter stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall, and he weighed in at 218 pounds. He fights out of the Joker's Wild Fight team and has a mixed martial arts record of 8 wins and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the natural born killer, Brian Sisma.
And here comes Brian Sesma, 6'2", 218 pounds, coming from Joker's Wild Fight team. He's got an 8-1 record. Prefers to box, folks, and this is gonna be an interesting match. Very interesting match. An undefeated heavyweight in Wes Combs faces an 8-1, almost undefeated Brian Sesma.
Well, Brian had a couple fights where he had some unfortunate circumstances. He basically had an asthma attack in one fight. He almost blacked out. He was winning that fight. Brian now training once again at Joker's Wild Fight team, formerly of Team Oyama at No Limits, and basically he wanted to make it clear there was no problem with the No Limits team. It just worked out better for his schedule and his location to be training at Joker's Wild Fight team. Brian doing it for Bite Me mouth guards as well as Solon clothing. Some big boys right here. Brian Sesma, Wes Combs, King of the Cage, primetime presented by Pro One Performance and Los Vientos Spa and Resort. Look for some big trading between these two dudes. Wes throwing those kicks out. I definitely think he's going to throw a lead leg kick and follow the big right afterwards.
Well, for big guys, you don't expect them to come out kicking like this, Eric. This is quite interesting.
Brian throwing the jab right there. These guys feeling each other out, but they're still landing some significant punches. Brian with a good right there. Both these guys possessing great knockout power. You can see the strength in these guys' arms and chest and back. Brian pushing the action against the cage. Wes Combs looking to pummel and get those underhooks. Making space again.
Over the top. That was a good hit from Wes Combs.
Very surprised to see Wes Combs throwing this many lead leg kicks. Ted, never seen him do it before.
And you got to be careful. You get tired really quick when you're throwing that many kicks.
Huge punch thrown by Wes, barely missing its mark.
Heavy, heavy thunder, barely missing.
Boba Casino, the home of King of the Cage tonight, hot August night. Prime time presented by Pro One Performance, and Brian Sesma and Wes Combs are still trading here in the first of 2 5-minute rounds. You can hear Justin Levens and Mike Guyman pleading for Brian Sesma. Ask him to throw more than one punch. Punches and bunches.
And look at that. Now Wes Combs is bleeding from the nose.
Brian's got to pick his hands up right there. Definitely cannot drop your hands like that. He's going to feel a big punch from Wes Combs and continues to do so.
Come on, guys. Let's go now. Let's go. Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
One by one punch. Sesma's getting in there. Again, another straight jab by Brian Sesma.
Well, good trading here in the center of the cage. Here, King of the Cage.
One of these guys are going to have to go to the Los Vientos Spawn Resort after this battle.
Well, you know, when you got guys who are this big trading punches, somebody's going to feel it. Cecil Peoples almost getting run over.
And he went down, knocked out by Wes Combs. Wow, Brian Sesma felt like a bag of taters. And look at Wes Combs celebrate.
Well, Wes Combs smelled blood. It was his own.
We're going to have to see a replay of that. Not quite sure what strike or knee or kick brought.
I think it was just the barrage. He landed a couple rights, couple big punches. Several on the chin. Brian backing up, and you really can't do that in the sport of mixed martial arts. He knows better, but like I said, sometimes strange things happen in fights. You do things you know you're not supposed to.
Oh.
There what it was.
Oh,
uppercut.
He caught him on an uppercut right on the jaw.
Wes Combs showing the devastating power he's known for. Brian Sesma did well to trade with him as long as he did.
Clean you up for TV. Hold on.
Let's throw it in the ring to our official announcement from the Iron Man. Let's hear from Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes, 40 seconds of the first round, your winner, Wes Combs.
We're not going to let that happen.
Red, can you throw me a rag so I can clean some of this up? A wet one? You got some wet stuff?
On to our next fight. Tyson Johnson will introduce our fighters.
And next, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is for the King of the Cage 135-pound world title. First, out of the blue corner, this fighter stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at 130 pounds. He fights for Team Alicio Silva. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Greg Vivian.
Gregory Vivier, 5'6", 130 pounds. Here's a jiu-jitsu stylist. Backed up by Aloysio Silva. And pretty much you come out of a team where the coach's name is Silva, you can guarantee you're a Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert.
And here comes
And now out of the red corner, this fighter stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 135 pounds. He fights out of Millennia Jiu-Jitsu and has a mixed martial arts record of 4 wins and 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Manny the Mangler Tapia.
So here he is. Somewhat of a hometown favorite, Manny the Mangler Tapia, 5'4", 135 pounds. Also trains out of Millennia Jiu-Jitsu with guys like the natural John Alessio, Javier Vasquez, Romy Aram. Great fighters in and out of that camp all the time. Manny's fought here at King of the Cage several times. He is 4-0-1. Looking to take on a game, Gregory Vivier.
Manny comes in with that bright green hair.
Once again, King of the Cage primetime presented by Pro One Performance. As we see Doc Hamilton giving Manny Tapia and Gregory Vivier last moment instructions. Also, Los Vientos Spa and Resort, Boys Pro Street Motorcycles and Warrior Wear Fight Gear helping make this event possible.
Don't forget gunsafe.tv for the best gun safes in the country.
Ready, bro? Ready?
All right, here we go. The first of 2 5-minute rounds here at King of the Cage, Saboba. Eric Apple joined by Ted Williams as we see Manny Tapia immediately engage with a takedown.
And you think maybe that's not where he wants to be against a jiu-jitsu guy, huh?
Well, Manny, like I said, trained Millennia Jiu-Jitsu.
Look at the technique here by Gregory to hold the head down and not do much with it. I'm wondering if he wants to go back on his feet here. What do you think, Apple? Does it look like he wants to go back on his feet?
We'll see a close guard. Whoa! Odd exchange there. For a second, it looked like Gregory was
There are no
gonna be up
elbows
on
to the
his
top
feet.
of the head.
Gregory now with an open guard on Manny Tapia. Trying to keep the head close, and that's to limit the striking. Of the fighter on top of him, Manny Tapia.
Both these guys are jiu-jitsu guys, so this ought to be interesting on the ground.
Once again, back on the headset sitting next to me, former Washington Redskin and NFL superstar Mike Westbrook, and newly turned MMA practitioner, so he's going to be helping us out with some expert commentary. As we see Manny working him up against the fence, Mike.
Yeah, he's they're staying real busy, man. They're staying busy.
Manny doing a great job, but Gregory hanging tough, Mike, keeping the guard closed.
I don't know how many of those elbows he can take. If he keeps it up, he's going to have to do something about those elbows. He stopped it.
Well, he's keeping him in his guard. Hasn't let Manny pass yet. And doing his best to block the punches.
Oh, but Manny the Mangler is taking it to him, though. He's not stopping.
Oh, heels of the kidney.
Let's see where he gets his nickname from now. Non-stop.
Manny doing a good job right there with some hammer strikes. Keeping his opponent up against the fence, a smart thing to do.
He's keeping his opponent on the defensive. I mean, you have a lot to worry about when you're seeing punches and elbows coming at you non-stop.
Now with him up against the fence like that, Gregory has one direction completely limited. He can't escape out to that side. The only way he's going to escape is if he goes through Manny.
Right, he's doing a good job of keeping him up against the fence too. He's trying to scoot out. He's trying to hip out. Manny keeps his head up against the gate. He's dropping elbows. Like I said before, I don't know how many of those elbows he's going to take it.
Well, I don't see any cuts or any contusions on the face of Gregory.
Yeah, I see a couple of lumps, though. He can't use it.
Trying to use the fence to climb up is Doc Hamilton.
Yeah, that's out of desperation. Grabbing the gate, trying to stand up.
Manny doing a good job. He has stayed in the guard.
He's safe now for the time being.
Gregory trying to use those hips to make something happen. Now Manny right in front of, only inches away from John Alessio. His cornerman only feet away from, inches away from him. And Manny doing right to listen to him.
He's doing a good job keeping him up against the gate like that.
Good punches. I can hear Manny Tapia's fist landing on its mark, being Gregory's face.
Gregory should use that fence to stand up. He should flip right now. He is not accomplishing anything to continually stand on his back.
Good forearm elbow strike from Manny.
Elbow. Good elbow. Put your feet on the ground. Oh, I guess he can't. I mean, Manny's controlling this fight. Right? There's nothing else to it. He can't go anywhere.
Well, thus far, Gregory Vivier has been unsuccessful in demonstrating his jiu-jitsu prowess.
He's now in half guard.
Manny now the full mount. And he has a head and arm choke. The Takatame, as it's known in Japanese.
He has it in deep, too. He has it in deep.
That might be all she wrote for Gregory Vivier. Manny getting those hips down, doing the right thing.
Gregory's fighting. He's fighting.
Manny needs to get his hips square on the ground right there.
He just gave the ref the signal that he's okay. That he was okay.
You see, Manny needs to get his hips square on the ground and able to get this choke.
Yeah. He tapped. It's over. Yeah, he can't see. That was great on the defensive. He struggled for as long as he could. I mean, hey, he was on the defensive for a whole entire fight. Wow. We see he's in full guard, non-stop defensive, throwing punches and elbows, relentless. Manny the Mangler, that's why they call him Manny the Mangler.
Good sportsmanship showed by these two fighters hugging right now, but we're watching the replay. Manny the Mangler absolutely relentless in his attacks.
Absolutely, well, you don't need defense when you're on offense, huh?
That's the greatest defense.
The greatest defense.
The greatest defense is an offense that never gets off the field.
Right.
Manny was on the attack from start to finish. Once again, we want to remind you, King of the Cage coming to Alberta, Canada. We'll be in Calgary on the 24th of September, and only a few short weeks later, we'll be in Edmonton on October 1st. Also, King of the Cage just now making arrangements. We will be in Indiana in the month of September. Let's throw it into our ring announcer. He is the Iron Man. It's Tyson Johnson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 4 minutes, 25 seconds of the first round, your winner and new King of the Cage, 135-pound world champion, Manny the Mangler Tapia.
We're going to throw it in momentarily to our ring interviewer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Manny. Manny, what an awesome display of imposing your will on another human being. I can't believe how many punches and elbows he took. Were you surprised by that?
Yeah, man, he gave me a couple good elbows. But first of all, I want to thank Terry for giving me this fight. I want to thank Prohibited Clothing, Unbreakable Mouthpieces, Ground Control, Sendejas Auto Detail, Arispe Concrete, Unruly Fightwear, and the Teamsters, all you Teamsters out there. But mainly I want to thank all you guys. You guys made this happen. Thank everybody. We come out here and do it for you guys. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here today. And I want to thank all my drunk people out there.
Well, Manny, I'll say you definitely earned it to be a King of the Cage belt champion. What's next for you in King of the Cage?
Whatever, man. One fight at a time. One fight at a time.
Well, congratulations, my friend.
All right, Cal Orson with our champion, Manny the Mangler Tapia, getting congratulations from the natural, John Alessio. And we're ready for our next introductions. Tyson Johnson once again has the honors.
My name is George Santiago. I'm originally from Brazil, but now I live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My training team is American Top Team. Usually I start training about 2 to 3 months before the fight. I usually train about 2 to 3 hours in the mornings and another 2 or 3 hours in the evening. My favorite style is Jiu-Jitsu, but I train everything. I train box, Muay Thai, everything. I'm comfortable fighting standing up on top, and I'm comfortable fighting on the ground as well.
Now Santiago on top.
I think the best defense against my opponent is a good offense.
Good head kick there as well.
I'm a professional fighter. This is what I do for a living. And I also do jiu-jitsu classes as well. And you know, I just like the sport. So I like to live like this.
And first introducing the challenger. He stands 6 feet, 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 185 pounds. He fights for the American top team and has a mixed martial arts record of 9 wins and only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome George Santiago.
Here at Saboba Casino, prime time, presented by Pro One Performance, George Santiago in the cage.
If the mountain can't break you, no man can. People who know me as a nice guy, but when I get into the ring, I become this stranger, I become this monster, this crazed maniac. I become the dream smasher. When I get under them lights and they start heating me up, something overcomes me and I can't even explain it myself. When I get into the cage and I lose my mind, I need to react off of something, and that reaction is my training. Well, the kind of training I've been doing to win this fight is striking, submission, takedown defense. We know that he's got a great ground game, so we're gonna try to eliminate that ground game and turn it into a striking game. I feel like I've proven myself as a fighter, as a champion. Just look at my track record, just look at the way I've won, and just look at where I'm headed. People don't want to fight me because of the fear of getting knocked out, the fear of getting hurt. People have dreams and aspirations in this sport, but when they face me, I just smash their dreams. This is the most important fight in my life because I'm defending my title for the 4th time. I have everything to lose, nothing to gain, and I'm gonna bring that championship back home to New Mexico. I do feel that this is my legacy to be a fighter. I feel that it's my legacy to put my family's name in the history books as one of the best fighters in the world. I feel it's my legacy to be known as one of the most powerful 185ers in the world, and I feel it's my legacy to be a world champion in no matter what I do. I won my last 10 fights by knockout. When I throw my left hook, no one can stand in front of me.
And now out of the red corner, this fighter stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 185 pounds. He trains with Greg Jackson's Gaido Jiu-Jitsu, and he has a mixed martial arts record of 18 wins and only 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the King of the Cage, middleweight champion of the world, Joey Villaseñor.
champion, Joey Villasenor, from Greg Jackson's Gaido Jitsu in New Mexico, entering the cage to defend his championship. Once again, also in his corner, Joker Mike Guyman. I'll tell you what, Mike, George Santiago and Joey Villasenor, this is an incredible matchup. We are very fortunate to have it here right in front of us, the king of the cage.
Yeah, Joey has been impressive these last 10 fights. He was on my card in Cleveland. Knocked one of my guys that I trained with out.
All right, Herb Dean getting ready to start our main event. 3 5-minute rounds will make up this fight. American top teams, George Santiago, Jackson submissions, Joey Villasenor. Here we go. King of the Cage Primetime, presented by Pro One Performance. Eric Apple again, joined by Mike Westbrook, and we're ready for a great fight from both these fighters.
A little bit of sizing up going on right now.
George Santiago looks very, very strong.
He looks the game right now. You usually see it go stand up for a little while longer with Joey. Nice knees.
Joey Villasenor has Greg Jackson in his corner. I'm sorry, has George Santiago in his corner in front of Greg Jackson.
Oh, omoplata, he's rolling him over.
George Santiago is no joke on the ground, coming from American top team. He will swim for those submissions. Look at that escape.
Nice, Joey. Nice. That was a nice escape by Joey Villasenor.
Joey Villasenor will have his hands full tonight with the American top team member.
I don't think he wants to play this game, though. I think he wants to get back up and stand this fight back up.
George Santiago, very, very well-rounded with takedowns, striking, and submissions. He will have a tough time getting up with George Santiago on top of him, I promise you that.
Yeah.
Escaping from underneath George Santiago is no easy feat.
That was a great escape out of that omoplata.
George Santiago was on his back and immediately went for a submission attempt and got a greater position out of it.
That would have been a normal guy. It would have been over.
Good elbow to the body of Joey Villasenor, who is a tried and true warrior in King of the Cage.
Joey is delivering punches back at him from his guard.
Very, very high caliber fighters in the ring right now, right in the middle. Herb Dean doing a good job letting both the fighters work. Joey Villasenor on his back.
Santiago staying busy. I don't think he wants to be stood back up.
No, body, head. Remember, these guys are both professionals. They're not worried about looking flashy or impressing somebody. They're here to win and take home the belt.
He got up. This is where he wants to be. Good knees.
Joey Villasenor doing a good job to escape back on the feet, pressuring George Santiago against the fence. Remember, Joey Villasenor's dynamite in those hands, that straight right and the left hook.
Good knees. Joey's giving good knees.
And you can hear the smack of that shot from the right hand of Joey Villasenor.
Santiago's giving him back. Man, I don't think he wants to be standing up with Joey right now.
Well, both these fighters have the great opportunity of incredible training partners. American top team and Greg Jackson submission team, two of the best teams in America. Greg Jackson asking his fighter to back out, asking Joey Villasenor to make space and let his hands fly. Herb Dean asking these fighters to work. We saw a good shot there.
This is where Joey Villasenor wants his game. This is what he wants to be doing. He wants to be throwing punches.
George Santiago with the high kick, throwing the straight right hand to follow it. Traditional over-under wrestling clinch.
Old-fashioned toe stomp. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Good knee. He is digging into those thighs, man. Santiago's trying to bring the game to Villasenor.
Well-paced fight. Both these fighters taking their time as they engage. Joey Throwing the tried and true left hook twice.
Joey didn't start this fight off throwing punches. Santiago did.
That's that left hook of Joey Villaseñor's. It's found its mark so many times throughout his career, and it does again.
Santiago's getting back to the left underhook.
Well, Santiago had the early advantage, working good on top. Well, since they've been on top, standing up, I think Villaseñor's been a little busier.
It's been pretty good non-stop action. The guards and the omoplatas and the escapes.
Oh, hard right hand punch thrown. Joey Villaseñor doing a good job to follow the rules there.
Yeah, he opted to turn the knee down while he's on his knees.
Final seconds of the round.
He is being punished right now. He's going to stop this fight. He is out unconscious.
You gotta get up.
He doesn't know the bell's rang.
The fight's over.
He doesn't know.
George Santiago is out on his feet. He doesn't know the round's over. He has 60 seconds to recover. The fight cannot be stopped in between rounds. If he makes it to the bell, he has 60 seconds to recuperate. We've seen similar situations. We're watching Joey Villaseñor deliver big punches in the guard of George Santiago.
Yeah, we've seen it all tonight. We've seen the guy get slammed, knocked out, wake up. George Santiago was just unconscious. He didn't know the round was over.
George Santiago, time to wake up. His corner basically telling him, hey, fight's still going, the round's over. You got to get your act together.
Oh, yeah, that's an old boxing trick. Wet the ring up real nice and get it nice and wet so we can give you extra time to recover.
I'm going to be very, very impressed if George Santiago is able to recuperate.
You and me both.
I'll be shocked, really.
Okay, come on.
Like I said, George took huge punches at the end of that round.
Yeah, 2 more seconds, the ref would have stopped the fight. Joey's not tired at all either. He looks really good.
No, extremely well conditioned athlete.
Come on, time to fight. Is it time?
I don't think George has it yet. I still think he's looking for a senses. He has no clue what's going on.
I'm actually concerned for the safety of George Santiago being sent back into the fight.
Yeah, they should.
The cobwebs are still there. The lights aren't on yet.
Yeah, Joey's going in for the kill. They should stop this fight.
The lights are on, but nobody's home at the moment for George Santiago. He's just going to eat punches at the moment unless he can get a takedown. But an American top team member he is, and tough as they come.
He's a gamer.
Is George Santiago. And Joey Villaseñor is not doing himself any service by clinching. He needs to make room and strike and finish the fight while he has the opportunity to do so.
I really don't think he cares. I know he thinks he has the guy where he wants him, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Joey doing the smart thing, making some space. Oh, but good high kick from George Santiago.
But George isn't stopping, is he?
George slowly but surely getting it back. Joey throwing good Muay Thai knee in the clinch.
Joey's fighting a smart fight.
Once again, this for the King of the Cage, 185-pound. That's the middleweight championship belt. Joey throwing that.
But this is not where Santiago wants to be. This is how he got in trouble last time.
Yeah, he wasn't able to stop the punches of Joey Villaseñor last time. What will he do now?
Yeah.
Good right punch. George Santiago making some space, pushing himself off the cage a little bit.
Joey better watch out for the up kick.
Nice spin kick to the left leg of George Santiago.
Back of the thigh, huh? With that heel.
Showing some flash. Trying to jump in with those rights, not able to reach. Santiago doing a good job with his feet.
Santiago has to let that fence go.
George Santiago is a warrior.
He's proven to me to be a warrior. Nice punch. Overhand right.
And Santiago is making somewhat of a comeback, just staying in the fight this long, Mike.
I'm impressed that he recovered from that barrage of punches. He was knocked out. Now he's back.
Joey Villaseñor doing what I think is a smart thing, staying patient.
Yeah, he's fighting a smart fight.
He knows he's leading the fight. No reason to make a mistake and give the fight away. Both these fighters in superb condition. Look at their physiques.
I think Joey has a lot of confidence right now. He's fighting this fight like he
Oh! Huge overhand right from George Santiago.
Good punch.
How these two fighters are on their feet after the punches we've seen. We thought George Santiago was tough, but Joey Villasenor showing some resilience as well after eating that overhand right.
It's a good fight. Clash of two titans, two well-conditioned athletes.
And a great battle between two great teams, American Top Team and Greg Jackson Submissions out of New Mexico.
Yeah, that leg has to be feeling it after the amount of knees he's thrown to it.
George Santiago going for that Muay Thai clinch, possibly looking for the knee. Good head movement by Joey Villasenor to avoid the punch.
First time I've seen Joey Bree take a deep breath, but he still looks good though.
Good exchanges of punches.
Good kick.
Both these fighters throwing punches at 1-2 at a time, not enough combinations.
This is a good fight. Good high energy fight. These guys are going for it.
Oh,
nice
great elbow inside.
Elbow. Nice, oh.
Huge punches.
He's taking some punishment again.
Villasenor making those punches count, every single one of them, especially on the ground. And Villasenor constantly was putting his mouthpiece in his fight.
Like I said, watch out for the up kick. He's still aware of being submitted from his back. I'm amazed that Joey's still thinking about that stuff.
Well, like I said, Joey is a champion. He has everything to lose here. He has that belt to lose. He needs to fight smart, and he's doing a good job at it.
He's organizing his time really well. He knows there's a time limit. He's not blowing himself out, his lungs out, and making himself overtired. He's doing a really good job.
Oh, another big right from our champion, the Dream Smasher. That's the end of the second round.
It's a good high-paced round. A lot of energy in that round. Again, Santiago took some punishment.
He throws like one punch at a time. However, several close calls for George Santiago.
But as we've seen, yeah, he caught that right overhand right. Joey caught that overhand right a little while ago. You never know what's going to happen. Did they deduct a point? Round three, here we go.
Well, just like I suggested, Joey Villasenor needs to follow those punches up with multiple punches, and you can hear Greg Jackson calling out 6, naming some combinations they train in their gym. These fighters exchanging jabs right now, both landing.
Good jabs being thrown right now.
Good overhand right from George Santiago.
Got a slippery ring, and there's a lot of water, a lot of sweat and water in there right now.
Maybe one of the toughest fights in Joey Villasenor's career right now. He's really been able to finish most of his opponents, Mike.
His first title defense, hey. His 4th title defense. Against a tough opponent.
Good shoulder strikes in the clinch.
This is a great fight.
Come on, I'll break this up.
But like we said before, it doesn't seem like the fighters are doing so much, but infighting in the clinch up against the fence, the most tiring of all types of fighting between wrestling, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. And wrestling against defense, there's so much going on. Dirty boxing, knees, wrestling.
Shoulders to the chin. Exactly what you're talking about. These guys are tired, man.
Good right kick. Santiago followed the left hook to the face.
Right now is where all the training takes over.
Sweat flying off the head of both of these fighters, Mike.
Yeah.
Once again, King of the Cage, prime time here at Saboba Casino. Eric Apple joined by Mike Westbrook.
This fight looks like a Rocky movie, man. I was sweat. I'm impressed. This is a great fight. You said this was going to be a good one. I didn't expect all of this.
Well, we know both these guys are incredible athletes. Tremendous technique in both these fighters.
They both may be tired, but they don't look like they're extremely exhausted. Joy looks a little bit better as far as condition right now.
Well, Villaseñor has definitely won the first 2 rounds, and he's doing so here so far in the third.
But George getting a little rest right now. I can see that. He needs it.
Good
Nice
shoulder strikes. Fighters separated again. Herb Dean splitting them apart. And George Santiago seems to know that he's losing on the cards now. Throwing punches, big ones.
George Santiago is.
Oh! George Santiago can take punches like I've never seen.
He's impressing me. Joey better be careful of the up kick.
You cannot kick him when he's down. Come on, come on, come on. Right back there. Yeah. Okay, up.
Herb Dean stopping the action to inform George Santiago of a rule infraction. Joey Villaseñor didn't want to jump back in the guard even though he had the opportunity to. He said, we'll let him stand up.
Back into the clinch. Takedown. Oh, he's right back into his guard. He has him up against the fence, though, so Joey's in a good position right now to deliver some punishment.
Closing seconds of the third round. Herb Dean, our referee, on top of the action. Want to thank Pro One Performance, as well as Los Vientos Spa and Resort for making this event possible. In addition to Boys Pro Street Motorcycles, Warrior Wear Fight Gear, and Gunsafe.tv.
I gotta say one thing, George Santiago never gave up. He was game for the whole entire 3 rounds. I like to see these two fight again.
Well, our former NFL superstar approves of the action. And Joey,
there you go.
Another spinning heel kick to the thigh, to the leg.
And Joey keeping it old school. Yeah, Herb's gonna stand this back up. Stand it back up, Herb. There you go.
Great action from both these fighters. Slowing down a little bit here in the third round, but as to be expected after the war we've seen so far. George Santiago, though, still throwing punches with the intentions of a knockout.
Joey's pissed. There we go. George Santiago is relentless. He's not stopping, man. He's keeping the gun. He's bringing the game to trying to bring it to Joey. Great fight.
Incredible action from both these fighters. Let's take a look at a replay. Check out the replay. Punches being exchanged, rights. And a knee from Joey Villaseñor. Dominating performance by Joey Villaseñor. He was in trouble a couple times earlier, but was able to pull it out. I say dominating, well, dominating 75% of the time. In the early part of the first round, George Santiago really impressed me with a near omoplata submission and reversing, and did some work there on top. Joey Villaseñor raising his hands, anticipating another title defense, as do we. Waiting for our official announcement. Let's throw it into the ring for our decision on this middleweight championship fight here in King of the Cage. It's Tyson Johnson, the Iron Man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 exciting rounds, the judges have ruled this bout a unanimous decision for your winner and still middleweight champion of the world, Joey Villaseñor.
So there you have it. Your winner, Joey Villaseñor. No surprise at this point. Great job by Joey Villaseñor, our champion. Incredible match between these two fighters, between American Top Team and Greg Jackson's submission team. We're going to throw it into the ring to Cal Worsham, who is with our defending champion, Joey Villaseñor.
Joey, what an awesome display in a war of attrition. That George Santiago was one tough dude, wasn't he?
I think he made the right choice in going up to 185. He's the toughest guy I've fought so far in my career. Hands down to him and his team.
Well, that was an outstanding fight. I'll tell you, you've been King of the Cage champion for a long time, and I don't see you going anywhere for a long time to come, brother.
Thank you. I train hard. I keep getting better every time with my team out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to say hi to them guys, my coach for doing such a great job, and watch out for us, because here we come.
That's excellent. Well, I tell you, you've been here at King of the Cage a long time, ever since Terry Treble-Cock's given you the opportunity at the belt. And there's been rumors about you fighting in Pride also. What do you have to say to that?
Well, I'm just waiting for them to give us the ring. Obviously, I think that they're trying to hold me back. I think they're scared of me going down there and taking down a couple of them.
So you're saying they don't have anybody for you in Pride at the 185-pound weight class?
Hey, that's what I'm saying. If they want to prove me wrong, ring that phone.
Well, brother, you proved it tonight. I'm a believer. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Fairtex, Warrior, Fightwear, Define Fitness, and Fitness Massage. Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, from King of the Cage, presented by Pro One Performance, Eric Apple here. We saw some great fights tonight. Thomas the Wild Man Denny, wild as always. And Joey Villaseñor showing just how tough he is and why he's the middleweight champion against the very game George Santiago. So check us out next time on pay-per-view. Till then, we'll see you in the cage.
come down to this. It will finally be decided. Pride Fighting Championships brings together the final 4 best fighters in the world to conclude this year's middleweight tournament. 4 fighters, 1 night, 1 champion. Pride Fighting Championships presents Final Conflict 2005. Premiering August 28th on Events on Demand pay-per-view.
UFC World Light Heavyweight Champion Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, defends his title against one of the most dangerous fighters in the world, Jeremy Horn. The man who handed Chuck his first loss now wants Chuck's belt. After 6 long years, the Iceman looks for revenge. Wow! The Ultimate Fighting Championship presents UFC 54, Boiling Point, live Saturday, August 20th from the MGM Grand Garden Arena on Events in Demand pay-per-view.